welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerdpocalypse Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
And special guest, Dorian.
Hey.
All right, guys, we're back. No Terrence this week, but there is plenty to talk about. We'll get into it right away with Checked Out. Micah, you watched, I guess it's a new season of Succession?
Yeah, the new season of Succession is back on television. And
this is HBO, yes?
Yeah, HBO. I like the show. I like it a lot. It's Dallas by way of like, no, it's like Game of Thrones by way of like the Murdochs. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, okay. This is on my list of things to watch.
It's very good. It's nominated for Emmys. It's not Emmy good.
Okay.
But it's a very, very funny, entertaining show. It's one of those like.
Is this comedic? I thought it was pretty serious.
No, it's not. It's not like I'm here to tell jokes and here to make you laugh.
Right.
But the situations that everyone's in.
Comedy of life kind of things.
Yeah. And like a lot of dark comedy. Kieran Culkin is in it. Macaulay Culkin's brother. He's hilarious.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
he's hilarious.
Oh, I know him. Yeah, because he was in. I want to say he was in a season of Fargo too.
Yeah, and just he's like the fuck up brother.
Yep, he was a fuck up brother on Fargo too.
Yeah, so
pretty sure so.
Yeah, this show's very good, man. The things that the show does well are, pairing off different characters with one another. Okay. And yeah, it's very good. I would recommend it if you want something to laugh at rich people problems.
I like that.
It's funny that it's on the docket because last night, just flipping channels, I landed on it. I've been seeing the commercials for it. It's the second season, and I landed on it. All right, well, let's leave this on. Just like it's kind of background noise. Like I'm looking up. Like next thing I know, I was like in it. That show was fucking wild, man.
Yeah.
Like one dude walk up on him, just like spit in his face. Like,
yeah. He spat in his face because he just fucking fired everybody.
Yeah, like
after the day before, he was like, "All right, look, everybody, your jobs are going to be secure. I just need you to do this. I need you to do that. I need you to do that." And then he came in the next day and was like, "Yeah, everybody, pack up your stuff. You're all fired."
Yeah.
Wow.
He did it so cold blooded too. So yeah, he kind of deserved it.
Yeah, he's lucky spitting in his face was the only thing that happened.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do some backlog watching. Yeah,
it's good, man. It's good. Another good show is the Righteous Gemstones.
Also HBO, yes.
Also on HBO. This is the new Danny McBride show.
Whatever connection he has with HBO is solid as shit. Because this is his third show?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because he
did the baseball show.
Yeah.
He did Vice Principals.
Oh, yeah, and
he did
this one. Yeah, Eastbound and Down.
Yeah. This is about a family of famous televangelists.
Yeah, I want to hear about this because I've heard very good things about it.
I've seen the trailer. I want to see this.
Yo, it's very good, right? Like, it's Danny McBride, and Danny McBride kind of has a thing that Danny McBride does. And if you don't, all of his characters are pretty much just the same asshole in different situations.
Right. Yeah.
But it works. It works in all those different situations.
Right.
And John Goodman's in it. He's the patriarch of the family. He's dealing with the loss of his wife. Okay. Danny McBride is the eldest son. Jesse Gemstone. Edie Patterson is the middle child. Judy Gemstone.
Judy Gemstone.
Adam Devine is Kelvin Gemstone. That's the guy from Workaholics, one of the guys from Workaholics, not the curly-haired guy, but the other guy. Okay. And the first episode, we find out that Jesse Gemstone, Danny McBride, has been caught on camera snorting coke with his friends and a bunch of hookers, right? He's a televangelist. He shouldn't be doing
so that's a Wednesday.
Right, exactly. Right. And someone's blackmailing him. And that episode, follows that story. Okay. And I mean, look, it's a Danny McBride show. It's going to be a lot of funny stuff. It's going to be a lot of dark humor. Walton Goggins is going to be in it.
I saw your boy. I was like, yo, he looks fucking wild.
Yeah, man. He's got all this spray tan.
They make a great team.
They do. They make a great team. This show is. I thought this was going to be like a half-hour comedy. No, it's like an hour-long dramedy, and it's It's good, man. I really enjoy it.
I thought they might have been setting this up to be the replacement for Silicon Valley.
Right.
But apparently, yeah. No, Silicon Valley
has one last season coming out this year.
That's an hour.
No, it's a half hour.
Is that a half hour? Okay.
Yeah.
Which that show
is amazing.
That show makes me laugh out loud at work. Like when I watch it on my lunch break. Like I'm like guffawing sometimes. Like, it's just well done.
That show is like stop you in your tracks fucking funny, man.
Yeah, it is.
Like, shouldn't you be working?
I love that shit.
I work for the government. I mean, anybody that works for the government don't work.
Yes, we don't.
It all depends on your definition, really. As we'll learn later.
Like, yo, I'm here.
Just tell me something you would like me to do. All right, so Righteous Gemstones and Succession, both very good very good shows.
Yeah.
And then you watched something else.
Yeah, I watched Cannon Busters. Is a Netflix anime created by LaShawn Thomas.
Sounds like a black name. Like
it is a black guy.
Cannon Busters sounds like some other shit going on.
And I watched it because it's the anime with the black characters in it.
Right.
And it's just a bunch of black people, and this anime is
Wait, whoa. Let me see. Cannon Busters? Is this the story of Barrett and his family?
This is it's a pretty good anime. It's not, it's nothing classic about it, you know what I mean? Like it's disposable. It's a disposable action fantasy anime. It's an easy watch.
Do you see what's supposed to be black?
Yeah, I mean, look, it is what it looks.
They don't look.
Look, if you ain't Mr. Popo, like this is as good as you're gonna get.
God damn. The Japanese people don't know what black people look like at all. Like they just never even met one. These are just white people with like palette. This is like a palette swap white
fake froze.
Yeah, this guy didn't even have a fro. Like
they got the eyebrows maybe right, man. That's about it.
But the show is pretty good. It follows what are these people's names? Philly the Kid.
That's as black as it's getting.
Who is this like outlaw, right? Who
has this Western focused.
Yeah, okay. It's space Western, right? And and he's immortal, right? Like he can't die. Every time he dies, he regenerates. Like you think Wolverine's powers on screen of regeneration are ludicrous? Nah, right. Like this guy gets annihilated on a molecular level and he comes back, right? And he has a bunch of tattoos on his arms that have all over his body that are numbers, and each number represents a time that he died, right? So if you see, like every time he dies, he comes back, here's 22, right? Like he died 22 times or whatever. He is partnered with Sam, who is an android looking for her best friend, who is the prince of the nation that she is from, and they have a little robot companion who fixes things. Look, this anime is very anime. Like it takes.
I'm watching a video. It's pretty anime.
It's very anime. Like my only issue with this thing.
It looks good though.
Two minutes to throw a punch.
Not that bad. No, it ain't a Dragon Ball anime. It's my only issue with this thing is this world kind of like has no rules.
Okay.
So literally anything can happen. Like the android can turn into she can like black out and turn into what they call a cannon buster.
Okay.
But she can literally turn into anything. Like her power is that she has all powers.
Yeah. Sometimes
couple that with a main character who can't die.
Right. There's no stakes.
They're right. There are no stakes in this world. So if you don't think about this and you just want to have a good time, it's pretty good. Like I haven't been in the anime scene since like the mid 2000s.
All right.
So
somebody's mad as shit at you right now.
Look, a ton of people are mad at me right now.
Somebody's mad as shit.
Terrell is screaming as he Naruto runs around the room.
But this feels of that era, right? Like this feels of that era.
It looks very 2000s anime.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
So if you are an old anime person like me, you'll probably, and you don't think about it, Like you'll probably get into it.
Is this a series or is this the movie?
It's a series. 12 episodes, 24 minutes apiece.
Okay, that's not bad.
So it's an easy watch.
But it's cool.
I literally watched the whole season today.
Oh wow, okay.
I don't really.
So you ain't do no kind of work.
No. I'm off tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Today was my Friday.
Yeah.
I don't watch anime anymore, but I think I'm gonna dive into this. I'm gonna give it a try.
It's an easy watch.
I'm gonna see what it's about.
It's an easy watch. Cool. And I listen to animes dubbed, not subbed, because I'm not a bougie cartoon watcher. And yeah, they got a black guy voicing the main character.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, like it's a cool anime. So.
All right.
There you go.
It's cool to see anime make it onto a huge platform like Netflix.
Netflix has a ton of anime.
Yeah, no, I know they do. But having a black creator too, which I think, and a black focus cast, that's dope. I'm not gonna watch it because I'm not an anime person anymore. But I think it's cool that it's being done. That's great.
Yeah.
Next up, I wish Terrence was here so we could talk about this a little bit more. But I started watching the second season of Mindhunter. Have either one of you watched the first season?
No.
Really?
I haven't. You told me I should watch it. I haven't.
Is this not your bag, or you just?
I don't even know what it's about.
So, do you watch this?
I've heard good things, but no, I never watched it.
So one is David Fincher. So
okay.
All right, right. So you should watch it. But it's sort of retelling. It's sort of creating a narrative, but retelling this true story of how the FBI started their department to hunt serial killers, right?
Okay.
So the entire show is predicated on this idea of you've got these two guys that are agents, and they get put in this like it's kind of like the old school FBI agent and like this younger guy, right, who's kind of a weirdo. They get paired together, and basically they go around and they interview famous serial killers as they're discovering these multi-murder perpetrators, and they go and they interview them, but they have actors playing the actual people, right? So, and they really did this. Like you can listen to the tapes now of the actual interviews and compare them to what the show did.
So it's dramatized.
It's dramatized, right? But it's not them just going to do the interviews. It's coupled with these overarching stories of like these other killers that are doing things. Like right now they're dealing with the Atlanta child murders, right? In this season, amongst many other things. Like in this season they had a guy playing Berkowitz, the Son of Sam killer. He looked exactly like him. They must have used some sort of prosthetic. It's incredible, right? There's another killer from the first season, the co-ed killer. His last name is Kemper, I think. Is a very famous killer. And the guy they got to play him, and then you can watch video of the real killer. Like it's uncanny how good it is.
Shit, I'm looking at the Son of Sam.
Yeah, he looks like Berkowitz. Like it's crazy. It's crazy how well they did. So it's just about them sort of dealing with this, and because it's Fincher, it's incredibly well done, but it's really fucking creepy. Like it's creepy. The murders are creepy. Like the subject matter is creepy. Like, but it's very, very good. Like it draws you in immediately. The first episode of the first season. Like what happens in the first like 5 minutes, you're just like, whoa, okay, I was not expecting that.
How many episodes is it?
I want to say like the first season's maybe 10 or 12 episodes. Okay. So, and they're hour long, but I would highly recommend it. I'm 3 episodes into the new season. It's very, very good. And Fincher directed all of this season, I believe. Yeah. But he only directed maybe the first couple episodes of the first season, but he was the overall producer for it. So the first season was great, and so far so good. This is fantastic. Right. So highly recommend Mindhunter on Netflix. For those of you who think for some reason Netflix is going away soon, I don't know why you believe that.
Maybe I'll jump on that after I finally finish The Wire.
All right. You are the worst Baltimore resident. All right, Science and Tech this week. This is a super interesting story. Scientists are attempting to change the DNA of human sperm using CRISPR. If you don't know, CRISPR is a gene editing technique.
Yeah, I had to read up because when I saw CRISPR, for some reason I thought he was talking about some kind of air fryer.
First they put the sperm in the air fryer.
Sperm in a microwave.
See what happens.
Hey, make sure you put a paper towel so it doesn't splash on the ceiling.
Yeah, exactly. Don't mess up my microwave. You better clean it when you get done. That's disgusting. So yeah, scientists at these reproductive biologists at the Weill Cornell Medicine School of Medicine in New York City are attempting to alter the genes of human DNA that are in sperm. So basically, male infertility is a big issue around the world, and so is like risk of breast cancer, ovarian cancer, and prostate, amongst many other cancers. Those things can be passed down. Variations of those can be passed down from the father to. In the case of breast cancer, well, breast cancer can happen in men too, but right. In the case of like ovarian cancer and things like that, they can be passed down to their children. So what they're trying to do is edit the human DNA that is held in the sperm to eliminate the passing down of those genes to kids.
Right.
Which is pretty dope. Like it's kind of amazing. It's also terrifying because this could lead to actually determining like genetic makeup of your children. Mm-hmm. And
I immediately started thinking of Gattaca.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great movie, by the way. So yeah, there are some people who are not pleased about this information because they're like, "That's cool that you're trying to do this thing for good, but once that information gets out there, it's going to be used for bad." I don't know I don't know exactly how I feel about that because I think sometimes science is worth the risk. But yeah, people are definitely going to try to like make their kids' hair blue or make them taller or shorter or whatever.
It's a hard thing to reconcile because, like you said, like the benefits, so many benefits that you can eliminate certain things certain human suffering you can eliminate. But on the back end, somebody's going to take it and do some wild shit with it. It's just, but sometimes I think in that situation,
it is what it is.
Yeah.
What do you think, Michael?
I think we are one step closer to living in the BioShock universe, and that splicers are going to run around altering their DNA to give each other, lightning powers and, breathe fire out of their mouths and shit like that.
The question is, do you have a problem with that? Because you didn't answer the question.
I think I did.
Are you mad that you couldn't give this to your son?
I'm mad that I couldn't give it to myself.
Okay, that's
first,
fair. You feel like you could wield it.
I'm responsible.
Yeah, you could wield the responsibility.
I want lightning powers.
Yeah. Who don't want force lightning?
I mean, that's kind of dope. That guy who falls asleep in my office and I share him, just like, but don't tell anybody you have it.
This is wild, man. Like, we were reading up on all this stuff, and it's amazing what science can do. But
also terrifying.
Yeah, it's also terrifying because people are corruptible, and everyone loves Captain America, right? Well, all you need is one egghead to really look at Captain America and just kind of wonder if they could make an Olympic level athlete, a super soldier, if you will. And then, God forbid, the fucking government find out.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about the doctors so much.
You definitely got to worry about the government. Yeah. Well, the government, rogue nations.
Right.
Like, absolutely. I mean, look at the doping scandal in Russia, right? Like, that was a government-sponsored doping scandal. Can you imagine if they got their hands on CRISPR? Well, I mean, you can get CRISPR very easily, but had figured out how to do this? So okay, there was a while ago, probably maybe a year ago, I listened to this really fascinating interview with a guy who is a big user of CRISPR, right? And he does all this, like, personal biohacking, right? Because that's a thing, because white people just don't have enough problems. Keep in mind, like, fucking up your body with CRISPR, it's not like, oh, I got a stomach ache and it just didn't work. No, you can unravel your DNA and then cause massive amounts of cancer and die, right? Like, this is not for play, as they say. Like, this is very serious.
I love the fact that he can use CRISPR on the weekends.
Yeah, no, you can buy a CRISPR kit online right now.
Oh shit,
couple $100, you can absolutely do it, right? Like, you can there are things that you can do that are, like, completely harmless, where you can change, like, with CRISPR, you can they use these like cells from like bioluminescent animals.
Yeah.
And you can inject that under your skin and it won't do anything, but it'll like make your skin glow in the dark. Like temporarily.
Oh shit. Look, give me a month.
Yeah, good luck.
When I come back on the show, it's gonna be fucking live.
It's gonna be lit.
Yeah, that'll be real useful when the lights are on.
Well,
guys, look at me.
We're gonna have the lights off. Don't see my shit. Nah, it's like fucking belly.
That's exactly what black people would do, yo.
Yeah,
that's exactly what black people
would do.
Remember that CEO? They'll make a little X video and
walking down the street. However you want it. What are you singing?
Got my CRISPR in the mail, yo. So, but this interview with this guy who's like a biohacker, he was talking about how he's pretty sure that there have been people who've been testing. So, myostatin is something that humans have, which tells your body when to stop creating muscle. Right? That is why I will never physically look like Demetrius, right? Like my body is like, your line is here, his line is there, right?
Yeah, fuck his line. Anyway.
But that's the reason, right? We have different myostatin per person. But there is a theory that this guy was talking about, which I don't think is so much a theory. I think he was just trying to say that shit for NPR and try to be easy about it. But he was basically saying that there are people trying to research whether or not you can use CRISPR to turn off your myostatin. And if you could turn it off, you could have somebody who basically has an unlimited potential and muscle gain, and then turn it back on, right?
Right.
If you could do that, where you could turn it back, you could turn it off. Mm-hmm. You work out, you do all your shit
right,
get super fucking jacked as you want, and then turn the shit off. And it allowed that myostatin level allows you to stay where you are.
Right.
You could, in fact, build super athletes. And
like,
there is no fucking test because it's your DNA.
So they can't,
right? There is no doping test for that.
Right.
Like they would have to invent.
Not yet. They
would have to invent something.
But would come up with something. For
they would have to invent something that could tell that you had changed your DNA temporarily.
Right.
That is a highly dangerous fucking situation. Granted, but that's just athletics.
Right.
Now imagine what Micah said. Imagine if the government was hey, we got a couple of scrawny Steves over here. Let's turn his myostatin off, fucking put him in the gym for a couple months, and then turn the shit back on.
Okay, all right. So
it's crazy.
Let's look at this real quick. Best case scenario, no possibility of dangers or side effects. On the on the low level, on the low level, what would you do? And on a wild level, what would you do?
I would turn my myostatin off at whenever I wanted to. By the way, here's an example of issues with myostatin being turned off. You ever seen those bulls that are like super fucking jacked? They have a myostatin issue.
Shit.
Yeah. Like you've seen shit like that?
Damn.
Or like the dogs that are like, you're like, yo, why is that dog so fucking jacked? It's because they have a myostatin deficiency. I would do that because fuck you.
Right.
I would figure out a way. If I could, I'd figure out a way to be taller. Fuck it. Why not? Without doing that weird thing where they break your legs and fucking stretch your bones.
Let's not do that.
Fuck that noise. I don't know. Like it'd be kind of cool to be able to change. For like security standpoint, it'd be cool to be able to change your skin color on command. Right? Like, oh shit, I'm going to Mississippi. Blink. All right.
Can you Shang Tsung yourself?
Who knows? Who knows, right? Because your skin color is determined by your DNA. Yeah. Anything that's determined by your DNA. Maybe get a fuller beard for the weekend, right? Think about it.
All right, Mike. What you got on the low end? What you do on the wild end? What you got?
I mean, how wild are we talking about, right? Like,
hey,
can I
stretch your imagination, man?
Oh, don't.
No. I want to be like Jean Grey. You know what I mean? Like I want to have telepathy so powerful that it makes me dangerous.
Okay, fair enough. So you won't be a fucking walking weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I need to know what people think all the time.
Just blow my fucking hands up like scanners and shit.
Yeah.
I heard that. What was talking about Micah? Wow.
Exactly. Like, on the low end, I mean, if I can get rid of this ring around my gut, that's all I really care for. But then that's not going to do it. I still got to put in
cocaine.
Well,
no, but you could easily just turn your internal body temperature up. That burns more fat. You can do it.
Hey, all right.
They sell Dude Bros myostatin inhibitors. Hey, spoiler alert, they don't work. They don't work. Of course they don't work. What are you, out of your fucking mind? What about you?
Oh man, all right, let's see. On the low end,
would it help you pick a name?
Oh damn. Make better decisions.
Is that enough for the sitting turn seats? Fuck yo.
No, that worked. That was pretty good. That's a good impression.
That's pretty good, yeah.
I would give myself the ability to sing. I think this world has really been robbed of the fact that I cannot sing. y'all are missing out on some prime goddamn talent.
That is a wild assumption.
Now, how would you sing? Would you give yourself a falsetto? Would you give yourself a Barry White? Would you give yourself somewhere, and like that's the range, right?
You know what? Honestly, as much as y'all give him shit, Tyrese's voice,
he can sing,
or Brian McKnight's voice. One of those two.
But whoa. If you're gonna have Brian McKnight's voice, are you gonna be willing to show women how their pussy works?
Yeah, baby, hold on. So,
yeah, that's one of the wildest things about Brian McKnight.
Oh man! All right, so that's on the low end. On the wild end, oh shit. Yeah, well, I'm fine with Micah's lead. I'm flying. I'm giving myself basically.
Yeah, I want to turn into a
Homelander / Superman's powers. I want flight and all that other shit. In particular, flight. I just want to fly. That's some fly shit.
Also, rape abilities?
Whoa.
You said Homelander.
No, I just...
You said Homelander-like ability.
One of Homelander's abilities... one of Homelander's abilities is complete lack of empathy.
You're right.
No, I already got that.
He doesn't really need CRISPR for that.
Like, he's fine. I don't need an air fryer for that.
I got this shit coming.
I got that shit coming. Put it on 5 minutes.
But yeah, the CRISPR stuff is really fascinating. Like it just is. But I would tell people to go out and research it. It's interesting. But it is, you can get a home CRISPR kit right now. Yeah. I think you can buy them like on Amazon or some shit like that. So if you're a science person, it's kind of neat.
How do you want it?
Gross. All right, make sure you go to thenerdpocalypse.com/Amazon. Use that link before you buy anything on Amazon. We get a little bit of a kickback. You don't pay anything extra, and it helps out the show, which is pretty damn dope.
I always feel so bad when I go to Amazon.
And don't use the link.
I always forget.
It's fine. I forget too.
I'm going to do better.
I actually can't use it because it's under my name. They're like, nigga, you ain't slick. The fuck? You using the code to send yourself money? Like, no. All right.
Like, damn, those leather drawers. I forgot to use the damn code.
I know. It's a shame. All right, Micah, lightning round.
Would Jon Favreau ever want to return to Marvel for another go behind the camera? That's the question the Hollywood Reporter asked Favreau. And here's his response. I'm talking to them because I'm very close friends with all of them. It's been a really interesting experience being involved with Lion King and being involved with Endgame, because with Lion King, we were taking this technology that is only available now and applying it to one of the great myths. That's a non-answer.
Yeah, it is.
That's a non-answer, guys.
It sounds to me like maybe there's something in the works that he just doesn't want to say.
That's a shop answer.
Yeah. Because if it wasn't, if he was just like, if he was legitimately like, I don't know, maybe,
right.
Guys, I don't know. Hey, Kevin, I don't know, man. Like, I'm totally willing. Then he just said that. But, like, that's a real, like, here's the barn. I'm going to run all the way around it kind of answer. So who knows? Would you guys want to see him come back?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, why not? Look, he turned a C+ level hero into a household name.
Yeah, no kidding.
So yeah, why not?
Yeah, I'm cool. That's still committed.
And I generally like the movies that I've seen that he's done. Right.
People didn't care for Iron Man 2, but I really don't think it's as bad as people say.
No, I rewatched Iron Man 2. It's not horrible, but. Yeah. In the moment, you're like, this was the first, like, sequel.
Right.
Right. It's a significant drop.
Especially coming on the tails of the first one. It's like...
Right. And you kind of knew, that, the Avengers Initiative, So they threw a couple of Easter eggs and stuff in there that might seem like a little too much, but no, it's not that bad. It's the closest you're ever going to get to drunk Iron Man, which for some reason everyone swears they want, but they don't.
I wanted it.
You wanted the Demon in the Bottle story?
I was ready for it. I was hoping they would go that route. Of course, they showed glimpses of it in part 1 and getting maybe a little bit in part 2. But yeah, I actually wanted it. I think it would have been interesting to see as long as they didn't really rely on it just being gratuitous with it.
Right.
I think that's a card you pull out when you've kind of run out of ideas for Iron Man. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's a pretty heavy story for the beginning of that universe.
Yeah.
It's a pretty heavy story.
Like, no one's rooting for Iron Man. I am Iron Man. Like, no, that guy's got a fucking drinking problem. Why does he have the Infinity Gauntlet? How do we know he's not just going to snap a martini into existence while Thanos is just looking at him?
Shaking that stirred.
I mean, but what if he did, though?
Yeah, there's nothing you could drop on people like in the second movie. Best case scenario, it would have to be like maybe the third movie. You establish Rhodey. All right, look, dude, you fucking up. I got to take this suit away from you and kind of go from there and give him the redemption arc.
If he were to go for another trilogy, I would be okay with starting it in that fourth movie, having the fifth movie be rock bottom, and then having the sixth movie be redemption.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I remember the comic books as a kid. I'm like, yo, this shit, what the fuck is going on? He getting in the suit, drunk as fuck, going to fight. Like, dude, we can't do this.
Like, you have a problem. A real problem.
Speaking of having problems, I got a bit of a problem with his name. The next James Bond film has been given a title. And the title is No Time to Die.
I don't like it.
No, that's not true. I thought the full name was No Time to Die for Skyfall from Russia.
No Time to Die Another Day.
With Quantum. Or with Solace. Excuse me, that's better.
Look, it's a James Bond title.
It's kind of funny how they really do have a style in which they name the movies.
Yeah.
Die Another Day is actually a better title than this shit.
Yeah, No Time to Die.
Yeah, no time. Yeah, I ain't got time to die. Like, nah, I got no time to bleed. Like, that's the line.
We know we're working on it. Relax, relax.
Hey, James, you're dying. I ain't got time to die.
Right. Like,
right.
I'm not feeling the name, but James Bond title names are ridiculous. So I'm not.
What's the worst one?
Octopussy. I'm not a fan of Octopussy. Just the name Octopussy is not,
It's bold.
As an 8-year-old, that's a fine ass name.
As an 8-year, as a child.
Puffy, you want Octopussy? I can't get in trouble as name of the movie.
Hell, you can't.
Right. I'm gonna hit you with your Octopussy. Like, no, I know what the fuck you tried to say. Get the fuck out of here. You can't just substitute a word in place of another word. Like, you just give the meaning of the first word to the substitute. Like when the ICP call each other ninjas. Like, nah, you want to call each other niggas, but you can't. So you just use ninja? Like, nah.
We're not going to talk about ICP. No. Jesus Christ.
They're a great band.
You know, you would have been Juggalo.
No, never.
No. I can see that shit.
Not ever.
I can see you right now on fucking point. And fucking Polly walk through the whole. What the fuck you got on, Jay?
I got Jayco G's on the shirt.
Jayco G got fucking tight, fucking striped shirt, like the mock neck.
Get the fuck out of here.
The news of the.
I was never that cool.
The news of the title was broken on Twitter by the director Kerry Fukunaga, I think.
Yeah.
And the James Bond Twitter account. No Time to Die. The worst one, maybe The Living Daylights.
Yeah, that's kind of a lame
Timothy Dalton too, so yeah.
Speaking of drunk guy going off to fight.
Yo. What's your favorite one?
My favorite one?
From Russia with Love.
Fucking my favorite movie or the
favorite title?
I really like License to Kill.
Yeah, it sounds fucking
badass.
Yeah, it cuts right to the point.
Yeah, like plus that movie was just like Tim Dalton was just like fuck this suave debonair shit.
Yeah, that's murder bond.
Right. Motherfucker, you killed my boy. You fed my boy to a shark, nigga. I'm about to fucking murk you, son.
I think I've seen that.
That was the first James Bond movie I saw. I was like, yo, what is even this series? I was like, wow, these movies are awesome. But then I saw the others, I was like, they're nothing like this movie.
Yeah, no. License to Kill can't be your first one.
What's your two? Worst title, best title?
Worst title? Yeah, I hadn't thought about Living Daylights. That's pretty bad.
Because it doesn't make sense. Like, all the other ones kind of make sense.
I don't know. I mean, Octopussy is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. My favorite, it's either A View to a Kill, just because, one, I love that song.
Duran Duran,
yeah.
fucking yes.
Yes, I fucking love that song. I'm not talking about the movie itself. Relax.
No, that movie is amazing.
It's not good.
That movie is amazing.
Fucking Christopher Walken as the villain is insane.
Christopher Walken wants to blow up Silicon Valley.
Like, for what? I don't know. Who cares?
Because he's making microchips.
Yeah, and to throw everyone off, I'll blow up Silicon Valley. They'll never know it was me. They'll know it's
That's
you.
not how it works.
Oh, you know what? No, the worst title is Moonraker. That's the worst. That is the
that doesn't make sense.
Like, they didn't even do any raking on the moon.
Well, he raked something all right. I believe he's trying to. I believe he's attempting.
I believe he's attempting re-entry, sir. Shut up. Shut up.
On its space. But either A View to a Kill or
Quantum of Solace doesn't make any sense.
I still don't know what that means.
Yeah, Quantum of Solace doesn't make any sense.
Live and Let Die is also a fucking great title.
Yeah.
Live and Let Die, also a great song.
The Man with the Golden Gun,
that's a badass title.
That's cool, man. Like, you're like, oh shit, who is this?
Yeah, who is it?
Who's the man with the golden gun? Right?
Yeah.
Worst title, I'm gonna go with The Spy Who Loved Me.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah,
it's boring. It's kind of boring.
My favorite title, the movie you hate, is Die Another Day.
It's not a bad title.
Yeah,
it's not
the title's fine.
It's not a bad movie either. Shit. It's an invisible Aston Martin and a dude with diamonds in his face. What more do you want, Micah?
A good story.
We did. We had Jinx.
Nigga.
Shit.
Yo, you were this close to getting a Jinx spinoff, yo. Yep. You have no idea how close you were to getting a Jinx spinoff.
Oh, I remember that buzz was in the air. Yeah, we're gonna do however it is. Be a Jinx spinoff. I'm like,
I don't think
I don't mind the movie, but let's not do that.
You don't need to do that at all.
Damn.
All right, next up.
Next up, Arrow co-star Katie Cassidy Rogers has pitched a spin-off Birds of Prey television series to the CW.
We already tried this.
But isn't a movie coming?
Yes.
So what the hell are they doing?
It's CW. It's Warner Brothers.
Like, I read that and I'm like, okay, wait, am I missing something? I swore they said a movie was coming, so why are we double dipping?
Isn't that the Harley Quinn movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Emancipation of Harley Quinn by the coward Robert Ford or some shit?
It's just as ridiculous. I mean,
You're not that far off.
Yeah.
You're not that far off.
By the coward Robert. That's funny. That's good.
So she's quoted as saying that I've pitched it. I think they should, meaning that the CW should make it. It's time for women. Come on, we've got this. Yeah, you're right. There was once a Birds of Prey television show.
In the 90s.
Yeah, in the 90s, and it was what it was.
It was not good. You can still watch it on, I believe, on CW Seed.
I don't.
Yeah, why would you?
If you want to see Mark Hamill as the Joker,
I don't see why they wouldn't do this.
I don't see why not. Arrow's ending.
Yeah, Arrow's ending. You need another one. You need another show to kind of fill out that, spot. And look, as much as I don't, watch Arrow or the only CW show I watched for a while was The Flash.
Yeah. You don't watch Black Lightning now?
No, I don't watch Black Lightning. I watched like the first 4 episodes of Black Lightning, and I was like, all right, I get it.
I fell so far off of those Black Lightning and The Flash.
Yeah, but look, people love these shows, and keep the gravy train going. At least with Birds of Prey, like it would kind of fit the CW mode a little better. of, there's a hero and then a team around them. Like they're an
actual team.
They're an actual team, and if they do like Barbara Gordon in the chair, she could be Oracle. They literally have their person in the chair already there.
Let me be the man in the chair.
So, why not do it?
Makes sense to me. I agree. All right, next up.
Netflix is bringing back He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. This was first reported by our very own Negro He-Man, Demetrius, when he went to PowerCon, the He-Man convention.
That is a crazy thing, by the way.
That is a crazy thing. Like, look, every fandom has a convention. You know what else is crazy? I used to work for a company in Severn, Maryland called PowerCon.
Yeah.
And we used to make they make switchgear. It's fucking weird. Every time I hear him saying he was going to PowerCon, I'm like, yo, what?
Well, it's weird. They made switchgear and they also made the Castle of Grayskull.
They put the switchgear in Castle Grayskull.
Everyone
That's
knows
how
that.
it was powered.
I'm trying so hard not to say anything slanderous, but
What, about Demetrius?
Oh, fuck him.
Oh, fuck that nigga.
Hey, you nerd. Congratulations. You did this. No, that's awesome. So this is picking up
After the 80s
after
show.
the 80s show.
Yo, look, I don't mean to, I don't care if I offend you He-Man people, but yo,
we didn't know you
80s
existed until a few days ago.
Right. Like the 80s show, I think, ended in 85 and then was in syndication for another couple years.
Yeah.
Yo, I didn't know it had a story. Because what you young people might not know is that there was, in the Reagan years, regulation. What the fuck was that? There was none.
no, baby.
So these television shows that were out were essentially just half-hour long advertisements for toys.
And it fucked him.
And it worked.
It super worked. Yeah, because I think He-Man, Thundercats,
He-Man,
Joe,
Thundercats, Transformers, G.I. Joe, all that shit.
Silverhawks.
Yeah. And I had every single one
Tiger
of the toys.
Sharks.
Tiger Sharks, man.
By the way, I need people to shut the entire fuck up. Don't criticize young people about their cartoons. We were dumb as shit. Tiger Sharks, Silverhawks, and Thundercats is the same cartoon. All they did was
What's the goddamn point?
They were just like space, land, water. We're like, these all are different. They're not different. They're all the same cartoon. They even look the same. Even when they rebooted it in the new ones, they were the same universe.
Look at 80s He-Man and look at every character side by side.
They look exactly the same.
They all look alike, especially the women.
toys?
No, the
drawings, okay.
the hand-drawn characters.
Oh, yeah.
They look exactly the same.
Yeah. They were just like, you have many faces.
What? Yo, I like
the
that
name.
shit for Christmas, boy, dude.
Oh yeah, I had him. I had
like, hey,
I had, what was it, like Buzz or whatever?
Yeah.
The bee guy or like.
I had He-Man and Man-at-Arms, and I remember my Man-at-Arms got stolen by Pockets, who used to live up the street from me.
Damn, his name was Pockets?
Yeah, his name was Pockets. I don't know if that was his real name. I just know his name was Pockets.
Yeah, he was pocketing all y'all toys.
That's exactly what the fuck he did.
Yo, somebody got me for my Stratos at Catholic school. Yeah, I had Stratos for a weekend. Like, yo, Jesus. But yeah, like, it was wild. I remember, like, looking at the cartoons, we look back at it, it wasn't really action-packed at all. But then it was because of regulation. You couldn't show cartoons punching.
Right.
But
like He-Man never threw a punch.
Yeah, he stayed throwing them motherfucker. Like, yo,
he threw people.
Hit toss.
He fucking body slammed people.
Like, yo, you gonna fucking punch a hole through his goddamn chest?
The fuck you got all them goddamn muscles for? All them goddamn gym muscles. You don't know how to fight. He-Man don't know how to fight. Oh, punk ass.
But Demetrius said he saw
He's
something.
listening to this. It's like the English Tower show. Like, oh shit.
But Demetrius did post something about at the PowerCon. They showed a clip of an old from the old show where it wasn't regulated, where He-Man was like putting some fucking work on a motherfucker.
Oh, interesting.
Like beating his ass, like legit.
Yeah, well, they need more of that then.
Yeah. So this is sort of anime style, right?
So this is going to be it takes place. It picks up from where the 80s show left off, and the showrunner is professional nerd Kevin Smith.
Professional nerd.
He is going to be the showrunner and executive producer. The title will be Masters of the Universe Revelation.
Here's my question. Are you going to watch this?
Look, as much as I give him shit, I'm really not. He-Man was never my bag. Like
no.
No.
I'm watching.
I'm watching the fuck out of it. And look, as a person who doesn't watch anime at all, look, as long as the animation looks good to me, I'm watching the fuck out of this.
Look, if you say it's good, I can't trust him, right?
But you're too close to it, man. You're too close.
You're too close, man. You're too close. But if you say it's good, then I might give it a shot.
Here's the thing: if I can make it solidly through like 3 episodes. Because I tried to make it through the first season of Castlevania, and I was just like, I don't care about any of this. That will say something. That'll mean that the writing is good enough to keep my interest. Because generally, anime, the writing is what bores the shit out of me. It's not the designs or anything. I like that stuff.
Quick side note. Yeah, you got the same story up, right?
Yeah.
Did you just get a random ass ad suggestion for fucking Men's Depends?
No.
What the fuck?
One, I have ad block on. 2, I am fine.
They're looking at
I'm on the block.
They're looking at you. They're looking at your search history.
Like you got the pins and shit. Go to hell. But did you happen to see the last time they tried to reboot He-Man?
I saw a couple.
I saw
clips
clips
actually
of it.
wasn't that bad.
I heard it was pretty good. And
They actually gave a whole nice backstory to Skeletor.
And I'm actually kind of surprised that they're not. I'm actually kind of surprised that they're not picking up off after that. You know, everyone seemed to love the 2000s He-Man.
Yeah, it really was not too bad. And it's like it's funny how much lore is behind the scenes of what we know as He-Man.
Yeah,
I remember even getting the toys. Like they had little booklets that would come with them that would give you a little bit of background information. But that one,
because they had to fucking scribble some shit down on a piece of paper because they're like, oh, we got this toy, we got this Muscle Man toy. What do we do with it? I don't know. He-Man, just call him, name him something.
That one documentary.
Young man. Is She-Ra going to be in this?
Probably so.
I mean, I can't
you gotta have
imagine
She-Ra.
why not.
Well,
especially this day and age.
No, but the thing is, they have the She-Ra show.
I would still put her in.
Yeah,
because the people that are probably going to be watching this are probably not going to watch that She-Ra show because it's a certain demographic.
I'm very interested to see what the animation style is.
Yeah,
because people got really pissed off about the She-Ra animation style.
Really?
Yeah, it's about the look of it.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, I can't fuck this little girl."
Yeah, it's a kid's show, yo.
I can't jerk off to this without feeling mostly uncomfortable. I mean, I still will, but mostly.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, man.
That Netflix show was dope though. Was the toys that raised us? The episode about He-Man.
Oh, I haven't watched it.
You didn't watch that one?
No,
that was a good one. Yeah,
I heard it was good though. All right, so there you go. He-Man on his way back to Netflix,
and I don't need the pens. What the fuck? Bye-bye.
Sure you don't. All right, last one, Michael.
Last up, Michael Rooker is about to join another beloved franchise. He as he has been announced as joining the upcoming Fast and Furious 9, reuniting him with Vin Diesel. Rooker will reportedly play Buddy, though it is unclear what role the character will play in the new adventure. In addition to Diesel, the actor joins the previously announced Charlize Theron, John Cena, Michelle Rodriguez, Jordana Brewster, Ludacris. Can we just call him Chris Bridges now?
Nah, Luda.
Yeah.
Tyrese
I thought
Gibson.
he would have switched that over by now, but go ahead.
Yeah, I figured, Anyway, and Helen Mirren.
Yeah.
The film will be directed by Justin Lin with screenplay by Dan Casey. Are you happy with Michael Rooker being in Fast and Furious 9?
Well, I tell you what, boy.
Yeah, I'm fine.
He may
with
be your father, but he ain't your daddy.
I really like to think he would be Yondu in this.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
I mean, I would be fine if he just kept his Yondu outfit. Like he just came on set with that. Like,
they never had Tarum.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. That's fine.
Are you excited for this? Because
Fast and Furious 9. Look, I haven't seen Hobbs and Shaw.
I just want to get to 10. Shit.
Yeah, like right now,
we gotta do 9.
Like I feel like right now,
It's just a running in place kind of thing.
yeah, and I feel like I just want to get to 10,
Right.
like you said, and then just kind of so I can just kind of be done with this
Get him in
dumb
space.
shit.
Let's do the shit.
Yeah, like let's just hurry up and get to 10, so I don't have to think about this stupid franchise anymore. But then, like,
But I love this franchise.
right, because I really enjoy it, right?
It's dumb as shit, but I like it.
But I thought I would be into Hobbs and Shaw, and I haven't seen it, and it's not for lack of time. I've had time to see it. I just really don't want to.
Look, I thought it was entertaining. I wouldn't put it up there as like the upper epsilon with the rest of. That's a hard word to use against amongst the Fast and Furious franchise epsilon.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't put it up there with the best of them. But I definitely had a good time watching it, man. But that goddamn bike.
Yeah, that bike is really
that fucking bike, yo. Like, yo.
That bike was dope. It was a cool idea. Now, here's the thing. I think that a lot of people weren't super crazy hyped for Hobbs and Shaw. Like, when you kind of, like, once it came out, and people were like, oh, yeah, it seemed like it was pretty good. And people who were, like, really hardcore fans of the Fast and Furious franchise like us haven't rushed out to see it. You know what I think it is?
What?
I think Tyrese was right.
God damn it, Tyrese.
I think he was. I think the idea of the Fast and the Furious isn't just, it turns out, it isn't just the goofball nature of it, and it's like fast cars and just like doing crazy shit. I think people really like the fucking characters.
They want to see the cash.
It's the fucking family, dude.
Yeah.
And look, people gave Tyrese, Tyrese, you're such an idiot, but he's not wrong. It's seeing Vin Diesel, and like, look, that's why people got so sad when fucking Paul Walker died. It was seeing those guys together.
Right.
And as silly as it became, and it became pretty fucking silly, people like that group of actors together. They just work. They just do. Tyrese and fucking Ludacris together, their banter, it works. Vin Diesel grumbling along through 2 hours of
almost died. Calm down.
like all of that, it all works. And to see something in this universe that doesn't have those guys,
right, something missing.
It's something missing.
Yeah,
because all you had to do was have Vin Diesel or one of those guys or like two of those guys show up in Hobbs and Shaw, and I think it would have been immediately very different.
And the camaraderie between them, right? Like
that's what makes the movies.
It wasn't a dysfunctional family. Whereas Hobbs and Shaw felt like, I didn't see it, but it felt like it was just them sniping at each other for 2 hours.
Yeah, more or less.
And look,
the action was dope.
That's cute and all.
Yeah, but more or less what it was.
That's cute and all. I'm fucking tired of that after 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just get along so we can kick ass.
Right.
Because I mean that is the part of, like, I can't believe I'm defending this franchise at all. But that is the part of those movies that is so much fun. Is those moments. Like, okay, take Fast 8. There was something about Fast 8 that, like, people didn't super connect with. And I think it was because Vin Diesel was the bad guy. Like, and you missed so much of the movie of the fucking team together, like truly together. Then the end is awesome because they're all together. Like, oh, we realize that Vin Diesel actually isn't bad. He's just being blackmailed, and he's back with the team, and they kick ass in the end.
Right.
But
push
that's
that torpedo.
Right. Right. But that was why 8 didn't hit like 7 did. Right.
Yeah.
Because 7 had the whole team together, and I think. When you look at what's likely to happen in 9 with everybody, people are going to be fucking hyped for it because you're going to have that whole team again.
I hope I can't believe I'm fucking saying this. I hope it grabs me like 6 did. Like 6 was my favorite.
Six.
Which one is 6?
6 is
that's the one with Owen Shaw.
Yeah. And
when they get superpowers.
Yeah, when they were the Justice League.
Yeah, no, 6 is my favorite too.
Yeah, 6 is amazing.
Boom.
yeah, and he fucking flew off from like, one bridge to the other bridge, like
to save his girl.
Yeah, yo, like that's.
I'm like, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah, you couldn't be in your right mind.
Yeah,
no, 6 is a wonderful film.
6 is my shit, man.
Yeah. Wait. So
that to me is that's the high bar. 6 is the high bar.
5 was the one that got me back in. Like, all right,
Fast 5 has pulled everyone back.
That was the first one with The Rock.
Yep.
And then, but 6 was my shit, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
It literally had everybody. Fucking Han was there. Like, yo, why are we rooting for fucking Shaw?
Deckard Shaw.
Yeah, when he killed Han. Well, fuck Han, apparently.
Well, apparently he's gonna get his. There will be justice for Han.
All right, Robert.
That's what the writer said. So. We'll see. Look, if anybody can write their way out of a fucking situation, it's the Fast and Furious writers. Because they were able to bring Letty back.
Like, how I survived.
There's a... You know what? I'm not going to give away the things I heard about Hobbs and Shaw, but yeah, they were basically like, maybe he did.
Yeah.
Maybe he did. And I was like, all right, you know what? Look, I don't listen to the show as much as I used to, but one of my favorite things is a podcast, How Did This Get Made?
I think I watched that one.
With Paul Scheer and Jason Mantzoukas. They... every time there's a Fast and Furious movie, they bring Adam Scott on because he loves those movies, and they just did the Hobbs and Shaw review. Yeah, I was rolling. Like, that movie sounds absolutely nuts. But it was
they put a little nugget in there, especially, I'll just say, you have a moment where Shaw shows some remorse for some of the things he's done, which is kind of alluding to.
Nah, yo, fuck that guy.
Fucked up, my bad.
That guy killed Han and was a villain throughout, seven or eight?
Seven.
Nah, fuck that guy.
He's not a villain, he's just an asshole.
Fuck that guy.
Well, it was funny because they were...
champagne problem.
Somebody was like on How Did This Get Made? They were like, I would bet within 2 movies, Idris Elba has joined the team.
Oh, yo, come on, yo.
But fucking dude is 10. I need Idris Elba with that motorcycle doing awesome
Honestly, the way it ended...
like, goddamn.
Again.
They all hug it out. After they all exchanged punches to make sure that none of them looked weak.
6 for you, 6 for me. 6 for you.
I wouldn't go that far, but knowing how they like to make things possible, it's not off the table.
God damn
it ain't off the table.
See, I gotta figure out a day. Like, I need a Friday. I need a Friday when I could just skirt out of work a little early, like when I paid money to see Hellboy for some fucking reason, and go see Hobbs and Shaw. All right, movie and TV news this week. First up, there are more Marvel podcasts coming to Stitcher, which is pretty cool. I haven't listened to Wolverine the Lost Trail, but I did enjoy Wolverine the Long Night. Both are available now if you want to listen to them. So apparently Marvel is getting ready to do the podcast series to adapt the Marvel's book, if anybody knows that one. So Marvel's was, I want to say 94 it came out. Yeah, 1994, and it retold the events of Marvel Comics history from the perspective of ordinary people who live in the world, tinged by the fantastical seen through the eyes of photograph Phil Sheldon. Did either one of you ever read Marvel's?
Yep.
I did not, but that sounds perfect for a podcast.
Yeah.
Podcast format.
Read Marvel's, though.
Marvel's, I have it somewhere. Yeah. I feel like, one, it's really well done. It's Alex Ross.
Alex Ross?
Oh, yeah, it's Alex Ross. He already off on a good leg with that. Yeah. I love it. I love Marvel's.
And it's cool because, like, they show, like, Phil Sheldon taking pictures of Spider-Man fighting Green Goblin and shit like that. Yeah. Or he's like, and he's talking, he's like, oh, you know, these scientists, they went to space and they came back and they have the powers. He's talking about Fantastic Four, and you see them off in the distance fighting.
Yeah, like the old newsreel type.
It's a very cool thing. So, having that done as a podcast form, you're right. I think that would be really fucking awesome. Because you actually don't really need much in the way of the superheroes. It's just people talking about the superheroes, which would be really, really cool. And Galactus shows up. It's a lot of classic stories. Mm-hmm. So, I look forward to that. That's very cool.
Namor or Namor? Namor. Yeah, I've been on some other podcasts. I hear people say Namor. I don't know what that shit's about. It irks the fuck
Is it Dark Side or Dark Seed?
Side.
Okay, that's what I've always heard. I've heard people say Dark Seed.
Who the fuck says Dark Seed?
People on other shows.
People East Baltimore shit? The fuck?
No, it's Dark Side. Yeah. Like it's like it's a homonym, guys.
Yeah. The light side and the dark. All right.
Namor.
You know what? You got it. Next up, Apple TV Plus is going to release head-to-head with Disney Plus because apparently somebody loves getting a good ass whipping. But it will sell for the subscription will be higher than Disney Plus. Smart move. It'll be $9.99 a month.
Is this the one that Spielberg was?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hates streaming except for when he gets paid from the services. It is also going to launch in November, much like Disney Plus. Again, it'll be $9.99 versus Disney Plus $6.99. Bloomberg reported that Apple TV Plus will start off with a small selection of shows and movies before slowly expanding its catalog. a free trial version will be available in the beginning. They are trying to aim at being less than Netflix, but with a small selection of shows and movies, I'm not sure how that's going to work.
Yeah, that sounds less than Netflix.
yeah, cost and catalog. I'm not interested in this at all. I don't care.
I pay enough for Apple stuff. And look, I enjoy what I pay for, but if you're not telling me, if you're not going to tell me what you are offering.
Oh, no, they have some stuff. Apple plans to launch a variety of shows, including a morning show, or including The Morning Show. It's a dramedy about a fast-paced, high-stakes world of morning talk shows starring Jennifer Aniston, Steve Carell, and Reese Witherspoon. That's probably pretty good. Also in the lineup are a sci-fi dystopian thriller starring Jason Momoa, a series about a world where the USSR beat the US to the moon, a Sesame Street spin-off called Helpsters. That's good for your son. And a coming-of-age comedy about the life of Emily Dickinson.
Yeah, The Mandalorian sounds better than all of that to me. So I'm gonna.
My daughter will be fine with The Mandalorian. Thank you very much.
And Netflix has Knee-High Park, so I'll take that over to Sesame Street.
I don't even know what that is, but
I have HBO, so I have Sesame Street. So
is that right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, Sesame Street comes on HBO.
We have not shown the kid any screens. So.
Yeah. Look up Knee-High Park when you get a chance. Knee-High Park.
Oh, okay.
I was like, it's a Chappelle skit.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, the Sesame Street ripoff. Okay, gotcha. Next up, and yes, we're going to talk about the thing you think we're going to talk about. The Matrix 4 is happening with Keanu Reeves, Carrie-Anne Moss, returning, and Lana Wachowski alone will be back to write and direct it. Are you guys excited for another Matrix movie?
Can't say I am.
Not excited, but interested.
That's where I am.
Depending on what they come out with, as far as like what the story sounds like, and just giving tidbits as they go along, that may raise or lower my excitement. But right now, I'm just like, I'm interested. All right, it's your money, so knock yourself out.
Yeah, I have to say I'm interested to see what they do, right? Because this is obviously not a reboot; it is The Matrix 4. So, how do they bring back Trinity and Neo? How does that work? Like, what does that story look like?
Yeah, aren't they dead?
Yeah.
Both of them?
I mean, but the cyclical nature of that universe is as convoluted as it is. There's room to bring it back.
Right, exactly.
Oh, so like because the Matrix wasn't destroyed, right? Like if I remember correctly, the machines agreed that if somebody wants to wake up, they can, or something like that.
It's basically
the last one, yeah.
But Jesus Christ. It's
been 20 years. Give us a break, folks.
Yeah. Right, but I think the whole idea at the end was that they were also still inside the Matrix.
Yeah, it's almost like a program destruction.
Right, and then
somebody's going to rise. We're going to go through this. You can get freed. Take us down. Boom. Okay, it's going to start all over again.
Right, because he said the robots got really good at basically killing everybody at the end.
But by the end of the last one, like Micah was saying, like there was some kind of treaty where it's okay. Well, if somebody wants to come out, they can come out, but the Matrix itself will be intact, and we'll just not fuck with each other.
Oh damn!
That's what kind of the gist of it. Sorry, stop yelling at the screen. I know you got somebody got their damn uniform on and shit.
Look, here's the most interesting thing about The Matrix. Go watch the video. I don't remember the YouTube channel that goes through the whole idea that Neo is in fact not the one, that Agent Smith is the one. It is the most intriguing part.
I think I've seen that one before.
Yeah, the guy from Film Theory, I think.
Was it with Movie Bob? Was it?
No, I think it's the guy from Film Theory. I think.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it.
It's a really good breakdown of the series. It almost makes me want to sit and watch it again. Right. And look, I love the first one. Everybody loves the first one. The second movie has some really good moments.
I like the second one.
I think the second one is okay.
I don't mind the second one. The third one, it
was bad.
It was legit.
The third one, I was like, I'm a completionist. Let's just
get through it. I think most people went to see it to see how it would end, right? Because everybody had their theories as to what it was, and then it was a cultural phenomenon, and I can appreciate it from that perspective alone as it being interesting.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I saw the first one at Harper Park, the old movie theater. Yeah, man.
You know, I was gonna. You know what? I was gonna say something very crass right there. I went on a date with a girl. Fuck it, I'll do it. I went on a date with a girl. I saw Halloween H2O there. I took a date. I took a girl to see Halloween H2O. I liked her, but I knew it probably wasn't going to work out. So I went and saw Halloween H2O with her, so I would know where all the scary parts were. And then I took a girl that I did like to see Halloween H2O like 2 days later. And I was like, yo, this ain't even scary, my nigga.
That's funny,
but I went to see, the first time I saw it, the reason why I mentioned this, the first time I saw Halloween H2O was at Harbor Park, and there were people literally in the theater fucking. Like literally a woman riding a dude in the middle of the movie. Yes, that happened.
Well,
this is the type of place. That's the type of place
that was Harbor Park, man. Rats running across. God damn it.
Yeah. That theater was wild.
This movie's a little too immersive. What the fuck's going on?
That theater was super wild.
I don't need this type of experience. Shit. But yeah, I remember seeing The Matrix. It was just like, what the fuck, man? Am I watching? This shit is crazy dope.
Yeah.
Man, especially once he started figuring everything out.
Yeah.
I know karate. Show me.
Yeah. I remember when I saw it, it was summertime, and so I was like home from college or whatever, but I remember seeing it, and I saw the trailer, and I was like, all right, this looks pretty cool. Like, I'm gonna go see it. And I saw it by myself at the movie theater, like right around the corner from here. And wow, it's really thundering. Yeah. And I saw it, and when she does that first move where she jumps in the air and the camera fucking pans her, I was like, nigga, what the fuck is this movie, man? And then I was like all in. From that moment, I was like, yo, this is the dopest shit I've ever seen.
Breaks, man.
Yeah. Damn, now I kind of want to go back and watch The Matrix.
That's my shit. Even part 2, I think my
the
favorite
bike scene is pretty awesome, dude.
The highway scene?
Yeah, come on.
The highway scene is good.
Look, however you feel about that movie, you got to give that up. Because Carrie Ann Moss did that shit. Yo, like, she didn't drive into traffic, relax. Right. But she really did ride the motorcycle. She was terrified. Man.
Fucking fish burn.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that was cool.
But even the other fight, the mansion fight.
That was okay.
When we told him to take off, I'll take on these. Yeah, that was a good one.
It's going to be really interesting to see what Keanu is able to do in this.
Right.
Are they going to have him as more of a Morpheus type character with a new?
You see that third John Wick?
I haven't, but I feel like he's getting old.
Oh yeah,
he's getting old.
Slow down, and they even write into the story like,
he's like, all right, guys. I mean, I know you guys are fucking badasses and shit, but like, just give me a second to catch my breath, please.
Right, and I mean, he's in his 50s. Like, not Donnie yet.
Now I wonder how they're going to make use of the technology nowadays.
Oh, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, the burly brawl wwon't look like a bunch of Play-Doh men fighting each other.
Yeah. Right. Because that dude, seeing that dude, I was like, oh no. Like, this doesn't, because it looked bad for that time. Yeah. It didn't look good then.
You see the movie, like, all right. Shit.
It was like, we're in a world of trouble.
But one thing I think may benefit with this part 4, if they kind of get back to it. If you look at part 1, obviously low budget, not that much money. As much as the technology stood out and the special effects, it was still had like kind of a grittier feel. Yeah. Get to part 2 and part 3, the money rolling in is polished, and I think that may have hurt some of the raw feel of it, and also some of the effects.
Yeah, I agree with that.
If they kind of scale it back a little bit, don't make it as polished to let it have a kind of gritty and dirty feel behind it.
Give them $100 million. Yeah. Look, you made that first one work with probably less than that. Right. I'd have to look that up, but yeah, give Lana Wachowski, like, look, we're not sure if you can make a good movie anymore because you haven't. I'm sorry, you haven't. Like, your movies have been absolute fucking
didn't like
garbage.
Jupiter Ascending.
Yeah, the first Matrix had a $63 million budget, dude.
Oh wow, yeah.
Come on, man. Like, and then the second one, yeah, dude, 63 million to 150 million.
See, they blew it out.
Yeah. They blew it out. Like, and then 150 million for the last one. Like, that's why those movies look the way they did.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, give it $100 million, 75 million, something. Keep it tight, and let Lana Wachowski do something really cool. I'm kind of sad to know that her sister isn't coming back.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, what's up with that? But I don't know if I'm doing this shit. No,
I don't know. Yeah. So, well, we'll see. We'll see who the real talent is, right? All right. Let's talk about something special, guys. All right. So
X-Men.
Yes. Matrix 4. So this past week, news came down the pike that Spider-Man would be leaving the MCU and no longer under Marvel's purview and going solely back to Sony Pictures.
The earth cracked, the heavens opened, angels fell from the sky.
And people stopped learning how to read. So let's talk about the details, the facts, before we give our opinion. So basically, talks broke down between Tom Rothman, who is the head of Sony Pictures, and on the Disney side, literally co-chairman Alan Horn got involved in the negotiations. Right, fucking Alan Horn is a big deal. Alan Horn is one step under Bob Iger. And so after Spider-Man Far From Home made $1.109 billion, Sony apparently, according to reports, felt emboldened to take back their property because they're like, cool, we did it. We did it. We had $800 million showing with Venom. We had this. Into the Spider-Verse won an Oscar, did like moderately well as far as money.
Right.
We're rocking and rolling. We don't need Kevin Feige. We're gonna branch out on our own. So they, Marvel came to them and said, look, we want to change the details of the deal that we came up with initially. We want to renegotiate. And so Sony said no, and then Marvel apparently walked away as well. The arrangement that Marvel was seeking was...
Well, give the original deal first.
Right. So the original deal was that Sony basically lend Spider-Man out to the MCU. So in non-solo Spider-Man movies, he could be in it. Right. Sony would make no money off of that.
Right.
Right?
Non-solo movies meaning Civil War, Endgame, Infinity War.
Right. So Sony made no money on that. Marvel kept all the money. Right, and that's just having him as a secondary character, right? Like he's just in the fucking movie, right? Like any other character. Then on the Sony side, Marvel would oversee the solo Spider-Man movies, Homecoming and Far From Home, and Disney would only get 5% of the profits.
Now, when you say, because I want to be very specific about all of this.
Yep.
Right. Marvel, on the Marvel side, Sony would produce 100% produce, i.e., pay for the solo Spider-Man movies, and they will be a Sony Pictures production.
Right.
And Marvel essentially would act as consultants to kind of do all the creative. So everything that you see on screen, the cast, the story,
the stuff you care about.
That is what Marvel took care of. Sony would get 95 cents of every new dollar that those movies made. Marvel would get 5 cents of every dollar that those movies made. And it was for the 2 movies?
Yeah, well, it would have been
3, I think.
Yeah, it would have been 3 had this not happened. Yeah.
Right. So, and in return, Marvel would get 100% of the merchandising.
No,
for the solo Spider-Man movies.
That is not true. No,
what is the merchandising?
The merchandising agreement happened in a separate agreement in 2011. That was not a part of this at all.
Okay.
So, in actuality, and a thing a lot of people aren't aware of, Sony didn't get any of the merchandising, but Marvel actually made a deal with them that they would cut them a check for $30 million every single year just because the character is under them. That was a goodwill kind of thing.
Okay.
But that was not like a contract of like, you owe us a percentage of the merchandising. That was not true.
It was like, here's a tip. Here's a tip. Thanks for being good sports and letting us use the character.
Because what's $30 million?
Right.
What's $30 million to Marvel, especially in merchandise? It's nothing.
Oh, yeah.
They make that in a fucking weekend. So all of that being said, The new deal that Marvel came to them with, and we'll break down the comparison here. The new deal that Marvel came to them with was, we will take on 50% of the production costs, right? Remember, Sony paid
100% of
right? So we're gonna lessen your load by 50%. Lessen the risk, right? Risk is important word to use here. 50% we'll take. In exchange for that, they were starting the negotiation, and again, this is key. They were starting the negotiation of their profit margin at 50%.
Right.
Which, according to reports, they were willing to go as low as 30%. Right? So when you hear people say they wanted 50% of the profits, that's not accurate. That's not how negotiations work. So, again, there's a lot of misinformation and a lot of conjecture that's happening. Please read. Like, it's important.
Nick, just kind of piggyback on that, because I remember, like, the other day, I heard the reverse of that.
Right.
That Marvel walked away, and then Sony came back at them and said, okay, we'll do 70-30.
Yeah, that's not true.
But in fact, it's Marvel that said, hey, we'll go 70 as low as 30 to 70.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So again, that would be Marvel taking 50% of the production cost, lessening the load for Sony, and taking at a minimum 30% of the profits on, again, with doing all of the creative work that people care about, that gets people to the fucking screens, right? Nobody cares who paid for what production. Like, nobody cares about that. You care about, does this shit look dope?
I think Sony did the marketing also. So they paid for the marketing. Production and marketing.
Okay.
I think is what they
but
did.
that's still, but I think that's still included in the 50%.
Yeah.
Right? So, okay. All of that information is out there, right? I personally think, and it's just me, myself personally.
Wait, you so personally feel as though.
I feel as though. That's right. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. I think Sony fucked up because I think the idea that they are going to be able to do this on their own, they have proven over and over again that they cannot. And I know people say, oh, well, Venom made a lot of money. Venom has a 29% on Rotten Tomatoes. They have proven yet again that they cannot make good Spider-Man movies even in that universe. They are not good at this. That's my opening salvo as far as that goes.
That side of the business doesn't care about art.
I know.
They care about making money.
I agree.
And to that point, Venom, like you said, made $800 million plus dollars.
Yeah, it's fact.
Motherfucker overperformed.
Spider-Man was a critical darling and a commercial success, and won the highest the highest award in its category that it can win. I'm not mad at Sony for thinking that they know what's best for their business. I'm not mad at Marvel for saying, hey, we don't mind putting up half of the risk. Can we get
some of the reward?
30 cents on the dollar?
Right.
So it's weird. It's amusing to me how we, all of us, who don't know shit about shit, are at each other's throats about this.
Oh, the battle lines have been drawn, baby.
Look. I understand everybody loves Spider-Man, right? Everybody loves, Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I love him as Spider-Man, right? Marvel doesn't need Spider-Man.
No,
They've proved that by making their first movie that hit $1 billion was an Avengers movie, guys.
Sure don't.
Like Iron Man and Cornball Captain America and dost thou weareth thy mother's drapes, Thor,
Right.
and a guy with a bow and arrow made $1 billion,
And a lady with a gun.
and a lady with a gun
With a Glock against
Right.
aliens.
Right. like the Avengers shouldn't have happened, but it did.
Yeah, it did.
And look, I will acknowledge my fan bias, right? I want Spider-Man in these things. So from my purview, I think that Sony could have should have taken the deal. I mean, everyone says, "Oh, it's Disney being greedy." It's Disney being greedy. I don't see the greed aspect of it that a lot of people are saying. But at the same time, I 100% acknowledge Sony's interest. Spider-Man is their only guaranteed payday.
Yep.
It is their only franchise that they have that they can 100% bank, no matter what the quality is, that everyone will go see.
Yep.
And I'm not mad at them for thinking that, they don't want to get, they're scared. They're scared, guys. They're scared. And they're probably thinking, if we give them this, 5 years later, they might want to renegotiate again and want to take more money, and then eventually it'll be gone, and I want to hold my baby because this is literally the only thing that I have. So I'm not upset at Sony for thinking that they're doing what's best for their business. What I am upset with is just the discourse about it. None of you people know anything. Us included. We don't know what actually happened in that room. In that room. Quite frankly, this is my conspiracy hat. We're all getting worked, bro. They're working us.
You think so? You know what this weekend is?
D23.
Yeah,
Wouldn't it
that's
be
what I'm thinking about that too.
Fucking amazing. Can you imagine the crowd reception if Marvel comes out and is like, guess what, guys?
We worked it out.
We did it. They did it before. And the internet blew up.
Now, here's the thing.
And look, part of that is me just wanting to believe.
Yeah. You gotta relax, because you're gonna be sad as fuck come Sunday night. You're like, do they have any last minute announcements?
Fucking serious.
Turn those lights back on.
Waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning on Monday, like, so what happened, guys?
I mean, I know the time difference is in 3 hours. Maybe Kevin Feige had a secret dinner. Like, relax. I think there is a possibility that it's a work, right? Like, I think that's true. However, I think there's a better explanation of why it's around D23. And I think this information gets thrown out into the press and it gets dumped out there to have people fighting about it and stuff like that right before D23 to add pressure, right? Because this is looming over Disney's big event. This is their fucking Comic-Con, and you're like, you better get it done. You better come back to the table. You go out there and you can impress all your fans.
And who's the one that made the statement first? Sony.
That's right. Right. So
this is public negotiations, folks.
Right. This is a move. Right. So again, this is one of the things that really drives me crazy is when people don't understand. Like, I don't think it's a good idea to believe that art is the only thing that's being considered in events like this. I'm not saying you are saying that, but like, don't only consider that, right? Like, I just want Spider-Man in the MCU, and that's the only thing that matters.
Right, that doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter.
They don't care about that. They care about making money.
Right. But at the same time, don't assume that only the business matters either, right? Because they also know that they also saw the trend on Twitter, make no mistake, that said, #boycott Sony, that trended worldwide. Okay? They are well aware that, like, don't fuck around. Nope. Don't fuck around. Here's my other thing. I have been doing some research. And some research I've already known that I will bring to your attention. I just think it's important for people to understand these things, and then things that people may not know. Now, I've seen a lot of people say that 30% is too much of a percentage for a company to get for someone else's property. It's too much, right? It's unacceptable. Well, let's do a little bit of research. Hey, Micah, so you like Skyfall? You like the James Bond movies?
Sure do.
Are you aware of the deal between Barbara Broccoli, MGM, and Sony Pictures?
What's that, Jay?
Well, it looks like whenever they make a James Bond movie, Barbara Broccoli, Michael G. Wilson, and MGM, the producers, and all those guys, they get 75% of whatever the James Bond movie makes. And you know who gets 25% of that money? Sony does. They get 25%. You know what Sony does in all those fucking James Bond movies? Do they make the movie? Do they cast it? Do they write it? Do they come up with all the universe shit? No. They distribute it. That's the only thing they fucking do. And they get 25% of all the James Bond money. Don't talk to me about Sony having a problem with giving up 30% of their fucking profits. These motherfuckers take 25% of James Bond. They don't even make the fucking movie. They don't even make the fucking movie. So this whole idea, again, just research things, just saying it makes sense to pay attention. 2, Tom Rothman. Tom Rothman, former runner of Fox Studios, ran it pretty much into the ground. Like in a lot of ways he did, right? But Tom Rothman, also a very talented guy, very successful guy over his career. I'm not going to pretend he's not. Is notorious for not being a comic book movie fan. He is not. Hey, did you like Deadpool? Cool, I'm glad you did. You know why I didn't get made for all those years? That's because of Tom Rothman, who said, quote, it will not work. He's also the same guy who, when Deadpool was in X-Men Origins Wolverine, he's the one, literally, who said, cover his mouth. He was the one who pushed for that. He's the one who pushed for that. So if you think Spider-Man is in good hands, okay, because now he's in charge of Sony. Just so you know. Because I think that's important to understand. The other thing about Tom Rothman, again, this unprecedented thing of studios working together, how are they going to do it? You know what Tom Rothman also did? Tom Rothman also founded TriStar Productions. You know what TriStar Productions is? It's an arm of TriStar Pictures. You know what they are? A fucking studio made up of 3 studios that had equal fucking pay across all 3. Sony, Fox, and CBS, I believe. Okay? So again, just research. Just quick little Google search. Just saying. It remains to be seen how well they do on their own. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to work out well for them. Yeah. I think that you have pissed off the MCU crowd, and I don't think they come out for Venom 2. I don't think you get $800 million on that Venom movie.
You think they come out for Spider-Man?
Don't know.
I think they will.
Yeah, I don't know.
You still gonna get that bleed over loyalist.
Yeah, I mean, look, Spider-Man is Spider-Man.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna see it.
Yeah, probably. Like, of course. It's fucking Spider-Man. Like, I'm not going to pretend that. Venom? No,
I didn't see that first Venom.
No, I did. I did. Okay, I did. I got a better reason not to see 2. I saw the first one. No, it was fucking terrible.
I'm not going to lie about Spider-Man either. I'm not going to see it. I've been done. So
yeah, you're not a Spider.
And I'm at this point. I really appreciate. I did appreciate seeing him in MCU. Tom Holland knocks it out the fucking park. But if he's there, cool. Fuck it, rock out. If he's not, yeah,
honestly,
I mean, like you said, Marvel don't. I said we like I'm getting a check. Fuck, but Marvel don't need it. It's like, all right, whatever.
No, they don't need it. One last note, and then I want to talk about one other thing with this. Stop saying it's a monopoly at Disney. Yeah. When you say this, you sound, and I mean this truly, like a fucking idiot. Stop saying it. It's not a monopoly. The only monopoly they have, and okay, if you want to use it in this word, is making billion-dollar movies, then yes, they are a fucking monopoly. It's not a monopoly just because they're popular. They're making movies that people want to see. Other studios make movies.
That's what they're supposed to do.
That's literally their job.
Your job. Make movies people want to fucking see.
Like, what are they supposed to do? They're supposed to do like Sony, put out fucking 30 movies that nobody goes and sees? What the fuck for? No, they make movies that people see. By the way, they're a monopoly, according to some people who don't understand what words mean. You know how many movies Disney put out this year so far? 7. That's it. Just 7. You know how many Sony put out? 12. Who's the monopoly? Right? Is buying companies that makes them a monopoly? Sony just bought a company this week.
Right.
They just bought Insomniac Games. I mean, okay.
Like in this,
it doesn't mean anything.
And like in this belief that like that we kind of talked about it off air, like, you know, even some of the X-Men crowd, the belief that they're so beholden to these companies like Sony deserves and owns Spider-Man. No, Spider-Man belongs to Marvel. Yeah. That's theirs.
Yeah.
I mean, despite whatever movie rights they gave out, okay, we get that part, but in essence, that's their character. So
I'm so upset.
It's not like they're ripping the baby from the mother and shit.
Right. I'm so upset that Marvel didn't sell Spider-Man along with the X-Men and everything to Fox. at this point, because then we would have just had everything back and it would have been done.
Pretty much. Yeah, we would have been like Warner Brothers in DC.
Yeah, just all
and
to one studio.
Everything under one umbrella.
Right.
Yep.
And look, I'm gonna tell you like this. I give Spider-Man 2 to 3 years. 2 to 3 years before people are like, yo, this is fucking trash. 2 to 3 years.
One thing I do wonder about if they don't reconcile is how are they going to resolve the narrative as far as, okay, are they not going to mention Spider-Man going forward? This kid that just showed up in this grand battle.
I don't even want to think about the creative side of
it.
Because the creative side is going to be a mess. Because
it's worse for Sony.
Yeah.
It's far worse for Sony.
Well, Sony, they're just going to reboot.
No.
Oh, they can't reboot?
Not yet.
I don't even think it's worth.
Holland is contracted to finish this out and then option for another movie. No, they're not going to.
That doesn't mean he can't reboot.
I'm telling you, dude, they're not going to.
It don't mean he can't reboot. It would be dumb, but it don't mean he can't reboot. They can't reboot. They can do anything on the creative side.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. I don't.
Would you put it past them?
That would be monumentally stupid. It would be monumentally stupid. I think they would actually lose some of that cast if they did.
You will see the death of Uncle Ben.
Oh no, they got to put it in.
Yeah, they have to put it in.
No,
it's like killing Bruce Wayne's parents. It's in every fucking movie.
Somebody got to get clapped, and Uncle Ben, you were in.
Oh shit! Not again.
They're like, yo, you've been Spider-Man for 30 years. You got it down, Uncle Ben. But there's also another aspect, and this points to the creative side. John Watts is not signed on yet to direct the next one. Stop. If you think that all of this is just going to shift over, like, people want to work with Marvel. It's not that they want to just work on Spider-Man. They want to work on Marvel. Who do you think hired John Watts? It was fucking Kevin Feige, dude. It wasn't Avi Arad. They didn't give them the right to do that shit because they're not going to put their fucking garbage ideas into the MCU. They're not. So good luck. And everyone, they, like all these like narratives of like them standing up against Disney and stuff like that. If vindictiveness is your reason for being okay with this,
ain't nobody standing up against nobody. They're two multi-billion-dollar companies.
Yeah, guys. Sony Pictures doesn't need you to defend them.
Sony has some little grindhouse production team out of fucking Iowa and shit.
It's not A24 versus Disney.
Like,
are you kidding me?
We're fighting a good fight for the people.
By the way, buy your 13th PlayStation 4. Like, what are you talking about? Shit. They're a massive organization. They'll be fine.
But of course,
there are 5 major movie studios.
Right. I'm glad you brought this up because I have another little note. Go ahead.
NBC Universal, part of the Comcast conglomerate. Viacom, part of the National Amusements conglomerate. Warner Media, part of the AT&T conglomerate. Walt Disney Studios, part of the Walt Disney Company conglomerate. And Sony Pictures, part of the Sony conglomerate. So those are the 5 major ones. Those are just the major ones. Like, that doesn't include like the smaller ones like Lionsgate and Amblin and CBS.
A24.
Right. Like, that doesn't include those, right? Yeah. So Disney is not buying, look, it's a monopoly. Disney ain't buying NBC. They're not buying Warner.
Right, like if they bought Warner Brothers, I'd be like, yo, this is a problem. Like, yo, this is a problem. It's a real problem.
Like, they're not doing that. So
there is a
the
ton
monopoly
of
thing is just funny to me.
Right.
So, yeah.
Again, it's just like, you're a big successful company. And Disney's everywhere. They put out 7 movies this year. They're everywhere.
And also, too, again,
what are you talking about?
Yeah, they're buying up companies, whatever, but it's not like they are raping and pillaging, kicking down doors, like, yo, give me your shit. These people are saying, hey, we're up for sale. Any takers out there?
Yeah.
Who's the highest bidder? Hey, Disney, cool. We'll take that.
That original Spider-Man deal, Amy Pascal, who worked at Sony at the time, came to Kevin Feige, who works at Disney, and said, hey,
help us.
Let's do
fucking
this.
Drowning.
Look, I mean,
I want to work with you guys.
Right. And then he was like, you guys aren't handling this Spider-Man very well. And she threw her sandwich at him, apparently, in the meal, which was funny. And then she was like, you're right. And then she signed the fucking deal. But look, you can talk all the shit you want about how Disney handles things from a business side or the creative side. But here's one thing that you don't know more than the people who created this shit. You don't know Star Wars better than George Lucas does. You don't. You know how I know? Because George Lucas was like, who's the best steward for my fucking legacy? Disney. Who gets it better than anybody? Who is going to make these products and make the shit work? Disney.
And put the money behind it.
And put money behind it. Who did Fox go to? Hey, who's the biggest guy in town? Who's going to be able to take on the $70 million and make the shit work?
Right.
It was only 3 options. It was Disney, Amazon, or Comcast. And Comcast came straight cash, and they were still like, no.
Comcast was like, yo, how much you want?
Right.
How much you want real quick? Let me break y'all something.
Right.
I wonder if Fox went to Comcast, I wonder would we be talking about this whole, you got to punch Sony in the mouth just to make sure, you got to humble Disney, you got to humble them. Like, I wonder how much of that is, because that was so prevalent in the news.
Right.
I wonder if they went to somewhere else, would we be having this asinine conversation?
I don't know, but I also wonder what happens to those rights. Like, do all the Marvel stuff revert back to them if they change studios? I don't know.
I would think that they would keep I don't know.
But it depends on how the original contract was.
Sony?
Yeah.
Like, if for some reason...
If Fox went to Comcast instead of...
Does Marvel get all of its properties back in that exchange? Like, yoink!
The way I heard a couple times when that deal was kind of still being worked out was it actually would go back to Marvel. Because Marvel sold the rights to Fox. And play this, if they went to Comcast and Comcast kept the Fox banner, it still stays. But if they absorbed them, the rights go back because Marvel didn't sell the rights to them.
Oh, then they would have definitely never gotten rid of that Fox banner. They would have been like, no. Yeah. Even if these are only for comic book movies, we're not selling it back. Look, I just need people to understand that, like, this is not a as simple of a fight as you think it is. Right. It's way more complex than that, and negotiations happen. And look, I think there's part of me does think that maybe this is a work, and that it's just negotiating in public before D23.
Yeah, that's honestly, that I think is what's going on right now.
Right. Because, I mean, there's still talk like they're coming back to the table, maybe. Right. Like, there's a lot. Look, if I'm Kevin Feige and they're like, look, we'll give you... Look, I don't even think it's unreasonable. I think 30%, by the way, of profit is completely reasonable for us doing all the work. like I do. I'm sorry. I whether people agree with that or not, I don't really care. But I think that's completely reasonable. That being said, if Sony was like, 15%, I'd take that deal. 15%, who cares? It's fine.
Right.
Let's rock and roll. But I'd be like, all right, 15%. And the thing,
15%, but I'm not putting up 50% of.
Oh no, that number gotta come down.
Yeah, come on, yo.
But like, I will do 50% if you give me 30% or more. Anything less than that, we gotta drop that. We gotta drop that money.
Yeah.
Because I'm not taking on the same amount of risk as you, and I'm still getting fucked. Like, that's stupid. The other thing that they were pointing out is Sony was saying, and this is why I don't believe them. They were saying, well, Kevin Feige didn't want to be producer on our movies anymore because he's too busy. And I was like, that doesn't sound like, nah.
Fuck out here with that bullshit.
Yeah, that sounds like bullshit to me.
Yeah, it ain't Kevin Feige doing everything, but he's not producing these things by himself.
He's not writing the scripts. Kevin Feige up all night, like, and then Spiderman meets Jake Gyllenhaal. Like, no, that's not.
Sony, cut the bullshit, yo. That's offensive.
Yeah.
I mean, they just, I get it. They wanted to hurry up and because Boycott Sony was trending worldwide. You got dummies out there talking about, I'm going to destroy my PS4 because,
slow down.
Yeah, calm down, everybody.
Like, I'm not pleased about this.
Yeah, but
relax.
I'm good. You're like pretty good.
What are you, a conservative?
Jesus
I'm going to go to
Christ,
Starbucks and make them say Merry Christmas. That'll show up like, but you still bought the Starbucks.
Those divisions,
calm your nerves.
Those divisions are different, guys.
Yeah,
they don't talk to each other.
Yeah,
but per usual, the internet never fails. The best things come out of all this.
Memes. Yeah, all the memes have been good.
Be happy, Terrence. The funniest one I saw was the one. It's like the old black lady like laying up in the clouds with a wine like. And the caption says Tony Stark looking down from heaven, realizing he sacrificed his life for nothing.
Yeah.
He's like,
I've seen that one. It was pretty good. There are some pretty good ones. I have to say the memes have been stellar on both sides. So look, I do think they're going to end up working it out. I don't know if it'll be before D23, but that certainly would be a perfect time.
Yeah, I honestly
shit. Playing the fuck out.
But I don't think it's so much that they're both lying to us. Like,
yeah, no, they're not.
I think they're just using us to amp up the fight on either side.
Right.
Because even but
no, go ahead.
No, I was saying even Sony. I was trying to find it when you was talking, but I couldn't. But Sony had released a statement about things kind of breaking down, but the statement was so fucking PR perfect.
Yeah,
it was no venom, nobody throwing nobody under the bus, but it was that type, like you said, they putting the pressure kind of on Marvel, like, hey, we love what y'all did with it. It was great.
Yeah, we love
working. We appreciated it.
We love making $1 billion. I bet you did. Yeah, look, I mean, Tom Rothman is notorious for being kind of a dick, like he is. But even Tom Rothman's not a fucking idiot. Like he's not, and I cannot imagine them thinking, yeah, let's go it alone. Like, because one of the other things is that Disney was talking about in their revised deal that they wanted, like, okay, here's the deal for the Spider-Man movies, but they also wanted that same percentage of production to profit ratio on other Sony properties, right? And people were like, they're gonna just take all of Sony's properties? No, dumb. They're talking about the Marvel stuff. What, like, do you need everything handheld for you? So yeah, what that means, people again, I need like context clues, logic, reason. If they are getting money for those things, if they are getting a part of the profit margin from that, and they are taking on the risk for that, what they're telling you is, we want to bring all of your shit into the MCU, is what they're telling you. That means, hey, you want to do Venom? Cool, we'll do Venom.
Right.
But let us handle Venom and do it right. That's what they're telling me. That's the deal. Again, I don't know why you don't take that deal, but that's just me.
You don't take that deal because you figure, I don't need them. You figure you don't need them,
but you do them.
And you figure, hey, we did Venom all by ourselves, and it made a ton of money. Yeah, and we got 100% of all that. Yeah. So that's like, I understand where they're coming from. I really do.
Sure. I absolutely understand that perspective.
And I think most people don't want to hear it. Like,
I get that. They made $800 million. Like, what the fuck?
Right. So, like what was said, I believe, by you directly on this show, all you people that went to see Venom,
it's your fucking fault.
This is your fault.
Look, you ask any movie fan. I was right. I was fucking right. I told you, man. I fucking told you, don't see this movie. I told you now. Nothing's gonna happen. Everything's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I told you, the second that movie made $866 million, they felt emboldened. You know why? Because Avi Arad, who'd been pushing Venom for years, the same asshole who made Sam Raimi put him in, pushing that character 4 years, finally got in the ear of fucking Sony and was like, let's do it. And he fucking got him to do it, and it made a ton of money, and he was like, your boy is here. Avi Arad, I did that shit. Damn. You're welcome.
Blame my $8. God damn it. I got
told you. This is why we review movies ahead of time.
Yeah.
This is why we do screeners. So we don't have to pay for it to tell you, don't waste your money.
Yo, Chad, this is your fault. This is your, not the crew. This is your goddamn idea. He love fucking Venom. Like, all right, let's go see this shit, dude. All right, I'll go. Fuck it.
Venom will eventually make it on we watch trash because it's bad.
Y'all watch trash. That's what that's gonna be.
Micah refuses.
Tom Rothman from Baltimore, Maryland.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Ain't that a bitch?
Yep.
Fucking Baltimore fucking it up again, yo.
Yep.
All right, let's.
Wait. Real quickly, it's 9:44. I have not died.
Oh, congratulations! You didn't have a seafood allergy.
Yes, because
I tried to poison him.
JJ tried to kill me like he does every time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
nah, you ain't had no fucking allergy. That's just like how I'm allergic to mushrooms. I just don't like the bitches. That's all.
Who the fuck like mushrooms anyway?
Yeah, fucking psychos.
Why?
They don't taste like nothing.
Man, you need it on pizza. Why? It don't add shit to it. It's slimy. The consistency is bullshit.
Yeah, it's got a weird mouth feel.
Wait, no, what people do sometimes?
just wanted to say that.
No, you know what people do? Like you don't like mushrooms on your pizza? No, I don't. You don't taste it, so why the fuck do I need it then?
Exactly. That's exactly what I thought. Nigga, that is exactly what I told my wife. She's always trying to lace fucking mushrooms and some marinara, some shit. Like, no, I see them.
That slimy shit.
Mushrooms are really good. They're also very good for you. They have a lot of folic acid. All right.
Drink folic acid.
I'll put some hydraulic acid. Anyway, what the fuck brought to you by JTD. All right, Micah, take it away.
A sales company has come under fire for forcing employees to eat live mudfish and drink chicken blood for failing to meet their set goals.
China. This is China 100%.
MCI? Shit.
MCI, goddamn.
Shit.
This is WorldCom?
Do you have a guess as to where this is?
Slovenia.
It is in Old Town Alexandria, Virginia, and it is the United States Patent and Trademark Office.
You're not getting the
No.
Fuck
that place. It's in China.
Yeah, all right.
News of the extreme punishment employees of Guizhou Construction Material Store were recently subjected to broke after a video of the ordeal was leaked online. It showed a man handing out live mudfish from a plastic bucket.
What the fuck?
We see this shit.
To about a dozen employees and instructing them to bite it until it breaks. The video also showed the poor people drinking a strange liquid reported to be chicken blood from the grimacing and wretched people in faced with video evidence. A spokesman of the company admitted that the event took place. Yeah, no shit. I don't need you to admit it. Here's a video of it, dummy.
Yo, is unemployment that high in China? Like, you just can't afford to just be like, nah, I'm out. Like, yo, what the fuck?
All right.
Nah, eat this mudfish. Nah, but see,
eat this chicken blood. Drink this chicken blood, bitch.
Like, nah. This is what. By the way, this is what happens when you don't meet your goals at Amazon.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's the same idea.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, this is pretty bad, man.
Ugh,
this is pretty bad.
Yo.
Don't go to China.
It's not on the top of my list.
No, not at all.
Is this like some kind of like long-standing tradition? Like
this is the sequel to Gung Ho.
I know it's China, it's not Japan, but I'd rather do fucking see seppuku than this shit. God damn.
It's worth it. All right.
Damn.
All right. That's gross. Your story. Remember, don't tell us where it is. We have to guess.
All right, cool. All right. Boy inserts sewing needle in his urethra to keep himself awake.
Can you tell the stories with Terrence? God damn.
Oh, JTD, man. Fuck you, yo.
Yeah, I was about to say, you gotta do all the Terrenceisms and shit. You be like, yo, what? Boy inserts urethra. Needle in your urethra.
Fuck you, JTD. All right. So
this shit got either India or China written all over it.
All right, so when it comes to keeping yourself awake while doing homework, I could think of much better techniques than inserting a 10-centimeter metal needle through my urethra.
He was doing homework.
China.
That's what that is.
You know what? Look,
you know doctor yet? Like, nah, yo.
Wow.
I'm quoting Family Guy. Thank you very much. My racism is quoting other people's racism.
Oh, your racism that you got from Fox? Oh, good, yeah.
You know what? Yeah, we're not even on space guessing game. It's fucking China.
Of course it is. God damn.
But it seems that that's the best a 12-year-old boy from China could come up with.
Jesus.
That's the best. Coffee. Anything else?
So stand up.
Right, what the fuck?
Apparently, he was so desperate to stay awake while doing his homework that he did something most of us couldn't even imagine. He took one of his grandmother's long acupuncture needles and shoved it down his urethra, the sensitive tube, which we know what the urethra is. Fuck it. Oh man! Of course, they have a picture of the X-ray. Go ahead, scroll down.
I saw it.
Yeah,
he tried to hit the back of his throat with it. Yeah. Good lord.
So he later learned that shoving it too hard made it impossible to retrieve.
Oh, man.
Gentle.
Easing in.
Happy trees. Happy trees.
How much would you have to be paid to do sounding? Because that's what this is.
Yeah, you gotta break me off just Bezos type.
No,
No. Lionsgate money ain't gonna cut it. Yo.
No, I don't trust it. You cannot put a pole up my urethra. Like, that's really hard. Like, I feel it in my urethra right now.
His mother says she first noticed something was wrong on July 25th when he refused to do his regular exercise session after lunch.
Do some squats. I can't do it. By the way, this kid is lying.
No,
he didn't do this to stay awake. This kid did it because he's into that
shit.
Yeah,
what the fuck is happening in China, man?
Not enough girls. Yeah, that one kid policy really fucked up a generation of kids, dude. Holy shit! All right,
this is just one last piece.
Sure.
Upon hearing the son's revelation, the shocked mother took him to the local hospital, where surgeon Wang Xinxing. Why is it Wang?
It's always Wang.
Oh, boy. All right, carry on. I just want to get that one out.
It's always Wang.
It's always Wang.
Here you go. Woman hospitalized undergoes partial amputation after catching infection from dog saliva. Because she probably kissed it, because she's white. A local woman was hospitalized for more than 80 days and had multiple limbs partially amputated after catching severe infection from dog saliva. The last thing Maria remembers is feeling sick and laying down on the couch. When I opened my eyes, I didn't know where I was. It was very hard to find out that they had removed my legs and my arms. Very hard to cope with.
This is the second time I've heard a story like this.
Her name is Maria?
Yeah.
Right, well,
her and her husband had just returned home from a vacation in the Caribbean.
Florida?
What do you think?
I'll say fuck. I'll say South Carolina.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland.
That's about right.
Or excuse me, Canton, Ohio. Yeah, her temperature went up to around 93 degrees, and then she was rushed to the hospital. Look, she just got back from the Caribbean. She got something in the Caribbean that mixed with something that dog had. Like, people are subjected to dog saliva all the time. This
isn't the first time I've heard a story like this. It was a guy maybe like last year sometime. So,
I remember that.
I don't know, maybe it's something to it, but look, I love dogs. I would never want to see them come to harm or any type of shit. Micah.
Pussy.
Anyway, stop letting them lick your fucking faces and shit. I'm sorry. Fuck that, man. Don't.
I'm not like, some people are like way too like,
kissing the fuck in the mouth. Like, oh, stop.
Yeah, that's not okay. That's really disgusting.
That sucks though, man. Wow.
Yeah, whatever that dog was eating or around was clearly something not normal. I mean, that part is obvious. Yikes.
Dog people. Yeah.
Look, you evil son of a bitch.
Nah.
Dog
like, you like
better.
Dogs. You're not dog people.
Oh, okay.
Dog people are fucking crazy.
Yeah, I'm not a crazy person about it.
Like we were going to Atlanta.
It's my furry child.
We were going to Atlanta.
Fur baby.
My wife went to the family restroom to change our son's diaper, right?
Nigga, I swear to God, if you tell me
a woman was in there, and she said, and this other woman came in. This woman was changing her baby's diaper, right? Another woman came in, knocked and said, "Excuse me, do you mind hurrying up?" She was in the family restroom with a fucking dog.
Nah, yo. Nope.
And my wife had to go, because the woman was about to be, "Oh, I'm sorry, let me hurry up." And my wife had to step in and was like, "No, you can wait. She has a child in a family restroom trying to change a baby's diaper.
Yeah, why she? Yeah,
you're here with a dog.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here."
Wait, she wanted to like.
I don't know what the fuck she wanted to do with that dog in that restaurant.
She's gonna fuck that dog in that restaurant.
Probably.
A twatlet. Yeah, sugar cube. Shit.
Why do we bring that?
God damn it.
People request to have you on, which is bizarre to me. I will never understand.
Yeah, speaking of which, I want to talk about our deal as well.
Yeah, I'm walking away.
Pray I don't adjust it further.
No, thank you.
But we would have had a problem. She would have got cursed the fuck out.
Yeah, no, yo.
I haven't had an opportunity to yell at someone in the vicinity of my daughter.
I know you can't fucking wait.
Oh, boy.
I know you cannot fucking wait. Get your fucking kid!
Dude, don't let my wife not be around. Boy. I'm going to be like, hold on a second. Out of here. I'll never touch my child.
Should let your wife be around.
No, I flip out, yo. I flip out.
Should be it. Look, both of them. Right. Both of them, nigga.
She like,
both of them.
Razor bitches. Whoa.
She grew up Pennsylvania. She know what's up. They ain't got nothing going on up there. All right, trailers this week. Marriage Story. This is interesting. Yeah. 2 trailers for Marriage Story. One from the husband's perspective, played by Adam Driver, and one from the wife's perspective, played by Scarlett Johansson.
Fucking dope.
This looks very good. It's sort of the life of a marriage, and they get divorced. But they kind of make it seem like maybe they get back together, right, or something like that. I don't know. I think this looks really good. Yeah. I don't know. It looks like a perfect movie that me and my wife would enjoy.
Yeah, it's definitely like one of those kind of slice of life movies, and make you kind of take stock in your life and look at things. But I definitely, like, when I was watching the trailer, I didn't even notice it was 2 different ones. I saw the wife one first, but then I went back and I saw you added the perspective. So I was like, that's kind of dope. The fact that they give you 2 different trailers from 2 different perspectives. That's kind of.
Do you think the movie will be like that? Like, do you think?
I hope so.
Yeah. Do you think the movie will be like half a movie, but like split, and you see things from different perspectives? Like, I'm curious as to why the 2 different trailers, and I'm curious to see if this movie is ballsy enough to do a movie from 2 different perspectives. How would that work? Yeah. How does one see a marriage? If they're able to pull off showing a relationship from 2 different perspectives, because men and women think very, very differently about everything. Everything. And in a marriage, it is, if you only knew, right? Like, it's very unique.
Until you're married, you truly don't understand.
I mean,
that'd be kind of cool if they did it. I think right off looking at it face value, it's a nice marketing strategy.
Yeah, it is. It's a cool idea.
If they actually pull that off, that'd be pretty dope.
And I think this is the one of 2 trailers that Adam Driver is in this week. Yeah, I think Adam Driver is like, I think he's trying to go for some GOAT status. Like, I feel like he is. Like,
he's always been a good actor.
Yeah, he has been, but like, he's not now, but
people are taking him serious.
Yeah, people are taking him seriously. Like, when he was on Girls, like, people were like, oh, I like him because he's a fucking kook Maduke. Like, he was a total weirdo. He was totally reasonable compared to the other psychos on that show. But as his roles have gone on, he's gotten some really great shit. Like, whoever his casting director is needs to go work for Michael Fassbender for a hot minute. Like, Michael Fassbender needs to call him, because his casting person is really good, or his agent rather. Rambo: Last Blood. This is another teaser for Last Blood. Look, the last Rambo movie was a love letter.
I haven't watched that shit yet.
Don't. It's fucking horrifying. Like, it's sad.
No, I need to watch it. No,
this one, this one's in line with the other Rambo movies. Like, this one don't look like it give no fucks.
Yeah, the last one like really had like a message, and it was really talking about something serious. Like this,
the horrors of war.
This is good old fashioned like revenge killing. Like, my best friend's daughter was kidnapped by evil fucking Mexican gangsters. Like, nah, kill it as easy as breathing. Que pasa? like
he's gonna kill so many people in this cartel. It's going to be awesome. I'm very excited for this. Look, sometimes you got to turn your brain off, man. Sometimes you just got to. And I like that they're playing, like, showing clips from the previous Rambo movies and stuff like that interspiced.
Don't forget. Don't forget who Rambo is.
This nigga's crazy.
Is this the Last Blood?
This has got to be the last.
I mean, this has to be it, right? Like this is. I mean, the man's damn near 80 years old, for God's sake.
Yeah, but he still looks like a fucking beast. Like it's insane. Yeah. All right. Like I'm down with it. I'm here for The Last Blood. And like we said on that No Time to Bleed episode, this picks up right as he's walking onto the ranch of the last
literally at the end of it.
It's like, and start the next movie. Next up, Underwater. This is a underwater thriller of sorts, starring Kristen Stewart. Look, I'm still waiting on my my adaptation of the comic Awake, but this looks really good. No, or excuse me, the Wake. Yeah, The Wake.
You know what this looks like to me?
Yeah,
this looks like life underwater.
Yeah, it does. That was a fucking terrifying space movie.
I really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah,
I think I've seen that one.
That should have, by the way, that should have been, because Sony made that movie, that should have been a Venom prequel at the end. Like, they could have spun that into being a Venom prequel. It was perfect. It was really fucking uncomfortable to watch.
I heard that shit was really good, though.
Yeah, it was. Right. It was. People were saying it was better than the original Alien. Relax.
All right, look, I haven't even seen the original Alien. I'm going to need you to calm down.
Yeah, just calm down. It was quite good, though.
And you get your life in order.
We keep saying we'll do that for No Time to
Priorities,
Bleed,
man.
but that doesn't feel like a No Time to Bleed.
No, Aliens is
Aliens.
Yeah.
Game
Alien,
over, man. Game over.
Yeah, Alien is not in No Time to Bleed. I mean, it could be, but it's not really.
I like this dude in here though. The older guy, the French dude.
Yeah, he was from.
He's a nice character actor. Derailed.
Vincent Cal. I can't
Ocean's 12. Even that movie kind of.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
I know who you're talking about.
Vincent Castle. Yeah,
I've heard someone make an argument that he could play Doctor Doom.
That's not bad.
That's not
I wouldn't
bad
mind
at
it.
all.
That's not bad. Actually,
He's got that vaguely European look
accent.
to him, and
he plays arrogant.
I'm not mad at it.
very well.
Yeah, no, he's solid. Question is, well, the nice thing is with whoever you pick for Doom, they don't have to be young, right? Because they're in the suit.
I mean, hopefully, you just keep him in the suit. You V for Vendetta that motherfucker, and you just keep him in the suit.
No, you got to, dude. You have to. There's no way Marvel makes that mistake. Oh, look, you taking my mask off. Like, no.
I say Triple H for Doom because he's built up. He's jacked, yo.
Built for Doom.
God damn it.
That would be a ridiculous casting.
Somebody watch it right now. Yeah, man.
Yeah, so solid.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley. You know, like, no, motherfucker.
Remember the Blue Bloods? Relax. Bombshell. This is the Fox sex scandal film. Starring Margot Robbie, Charlize Theron, apparently, and what's her face in that terrible wig?
Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman. Yeah. This is a really, really well done. This is a very well done trailer without saying anything.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it because I was like, what is going on here, right? Like when I first looked at it, and you see these women get in this elevator, and then you see two of them, they kind of look alike, and then everyone gets off, and then there's a third one, and they look like they could all be related. And then, you know, you're like, what is going on here?
Who are these three white women?
What is this based on a real story? Like, what are you talking about? Like, and then one of them gets off, and you just see Fox News right there. Yeah. Like, that is the perfect teaser trailer for a film.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really good. So Charlize Theron is playing Megyn Kelly. Nicole Kidman is playing Gretchen Carlson. Which, now that I think about it, yeah, that's about right. And Margot Robbie's playing Kayla Pospisil? I don't know who that is at all. And John Lithgow is playing Roger Ailes, which is going to be awesome. Holy shit, because Roger Ailes was a terrible piece of shit. And he's the guy who does all the who's playing Sean Hannity? Sorry, who's this guy? Spencer Garrett? I don't know who that is. I need to find out. Does he have a giant fat dumb head?
I cannot wait for this
that
movie.
guy's playing Sean Hannity.
He just perfect. Like Sean.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he kind of does. If you give him the hair, if you give him the proper hair, that's Sean Hannity. Holy shit!
Wow.
Yeah, that's good casting. You know what? I support it. Yeah, this looks good. I'm definitely gonna watch this. Michael McDowell is gonna play Rupert Murdoch. That's pretty good. That makes a lot of sense.
I can't wait for this movie to be so hyped up, and then Republicans and conservatives find out about it, and then it just not
come out.
Right.
No, I don't want to.
You think they will make a big stink out of this?
Of course.
Yes. Are you kidding me?
They got to feed their minions. They got to give something to be pissed about.
I mean, Vice came out
oppressed.
PJ Bryan is playing Neil Cavuto. That's pretty good too. Not bad. Yeah, I'm down for this. I'm super down for this. I can't wait to watch all this to blow up in their face. Ooh, and the Murdoch sons are going to be in it. It's going to be great. All right, last but not least, The Report. This is the other Adam Driver movie. This is about the reporter who went after and found out about torture, specifically about Khalid Sheikh Mohammed being waterboarded 182 times. Yeah, this was a big deal during the Bush administration, obviously. Look, again, Adam Driver is he's coming for that big boy status, and I think he's going to get it. Yeah. This is clearly an Oscar bait movie, 100%.
Yeah, and it looks good, man.
Yeah, look, right. It's like this. Like I'm already planning because I don't obviously get out to the movies. You don't either much anymore. I'm already planning on what the Oscar movies are going to be. Right. Like this Ford versus Ferrari.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like possibly Joker.
Oh, that's definitely going. Yeah, it's definitely going. So.
It's like I said before. Like it's a tight cast. Like it's a tight cast.
Yeah, it's a really good cast. So, yeah, I'm down for it. Any parting words before we get out of here?
By the time most of you are listening to this, Brad and I will be recording the latest episode of The Men with the Golden Tongues. It will be on Mission Impossible 3. I recently watched that, and what an interesting movie.
Uh-oh.
Brad hates that movie.
I know he does.
Yeah, he hates that movie. But so yeah, we'll talk about it, and Brad will probably have that up sometime next week.
All right, sounds good. Any parting words there?
If I had a couple new project coming up, anybody that's interested, I'll be at the Patapsco Flea Market on Saturday, the bathroom on the right side, performing old tunes, cover songs. Holla at me.
Wow, that is really truly sad.
Thinking of you.
Like, what is that guy doing? I have no idea. But give him a nickel.
Courtesy flush.
Yeah. All right, guys. That's it for us. My only parting word is, in the words of the great Fredro Starr, do your Googles. Like, that's it. Do your Googles. All right. Later, guys.
See ya.
Peace.
Bye.
You're watching the Nerdpocalypse YouTube channel. Make sure you click that button to subscribe and check out our weekly podcast where we talk about movie, TV, news, tech, and weird stories from around the internet.